All right, welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith Anderson,
This is Chris Richards.
and we are back with another episode. This week we are going to be talking about Man of Steel. And just a little side note, we're actually going to be doing the new DC series, DCEU, I think it was called, the Extended Universe or something.
I didn't know it had a
Whole
thing.
It had a name. It was trying to keep up.
Okay.
But with their
Well,
minuscule 7
you
movies.
can try to keep up
Yeah, you can try.
with 4 phases.
It didn't work. But we're going to do the new DC Extended Universe, which includes the first movie we're going to do, Man of Steel. After that, it's going to be Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice.
I always forget about the Dawn of Justice.
That's what I said. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I don't know what that means, but, oh, okay. Dawn of Justice. Great. Either way.
There was no justice before that.
Nope, exactly. Same. Freaking whatever. Anyway, so this episode we will be talking about Batman the whole time. And Superman.
Mostly Superman.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Shit.
Next one's going to be
Oh.
Buckle Up.
We're still going to talk about
Yeah,
Batman.
I'm still going to talk about Batman because we can't escape it,
Batman makes the world go round.
apparently.
Apparently.
I had someone tell me today that for someone who seems to hate Batman as much as I do, that for one, I do a lot of talking about him on the podcast.
That's fair.
And for two, that I do a good Batman voice, but it doesn't take any talent to do the Christian Bale Batman voice.
No talent.
It really doesn't.
No talent.
No.
He did it. Lisping on. He did. And I was like, okay, cool.
I can't cast any disparages on anybody with a speech impediment.
Fair, me neither.
But I mean, because I don't have one anymore. But I'm also not in movies.
See, there it is.
I mean, I sometimes slip back into it, but
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, it didn't get me a movie. It didn't get me a role as Bruce Wayne
that's
in
true.
3 movies. So
That's also fair. That's fair. Well, either way, so we'll get right into Man of Steel. Do you want to go ahead and let them know the plot of Man of Steel?
oh man.
Yeah, you gotta do
Okay,
it.
well, okay. Let's further preface this by saying I really don't care for the character of Superman,
At all.
and really at all.
Fair.
There's just a lot going on there.
It's not really fair. But
So,
okay.
all right, Man of Steel, the Superman origin story that I didn't ask for, but I received today because I never saw this movie before. Going into these DC movies, most of these I have not seen yet.
Nice.
So, the previous episodes we've done, I've seen all the movies before we watched them for the podcast. So some of these I'm going in fresh. This is one of the instances of fresh.
Fresh eyes.
Yes. And all right, so
I would say no biases, but that's not
there's
true.
definitely I would love to say. I would also like to say no bias, but
Nope.
I know
Fresh
what I'm
eyes, all bias.
all bias.
Fresh eyes, old bias.
Only bias. So it's Superman origin story. Little baby Kal-El, son of Jor-El, is the first natural born Kryptonian in what, centuries?
Yeah, centuries.
At least.
Something like that.
Yeah, well, they screwed their planet up and it's dying. Too soon. Too soon, Krypton. Planet's dying, and he's like, hey, I'll send my son away on this rocket ship to, which at the time I thought was a dumb idea. I was like, save our people. Oh, how? How is this going to save your people? You're going to send your one kid away on a rocket. No, well, good thing you're basically humanoid in appearance, and I'm guessing genitalia, and that's how you do it anyway. But he uses something called the Codex to infuse little baby Superman with all of the genetics of Krypton.
Yeah, the
Up to that
billions
point.
of Kryptonian DNA.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's like the 23andMe of Krypton. And he's like going to send him out into space to hopefully repopulate, or at least not repopulate, but preserve the lineage,
The race.
the race. Yeah,
They use the word race.
Yeah.
The Kryptonian race needs to survive, even though the planet is dying.
yeah. Even though they screwed up big one time, they're like, let's try again.
The founders or the board, or I forgot what they were, the
Council.
the council were very big global warming deniers.
Yes. And there were some stupid ass ads.
Same.
Yeah, they were like, all right, this isn't real. This is a dumb idea. And General Zod, the warmonger, the so-called protector of the planet, was like, these guys are wrong, but he's right.
Right.
We have to preserve our lineage, but you're not doing it right. It shouldn't be you.
Right.
So he tried to ruin everything. Didn't work out for him so good. Well, it actually did work out pretty well for him, because he got sent to space jail.
Yes.
Before the planet fucking exploded. They sealed him and his gang up in some space dildo butt plug looking things, sent him into the Phantom Zone, and then the planet exploded like a day later. So they lived.
Fair. To be fair, though, and that's one thing I know we didn't talk about, but there was a time lapse thing that they didn't show.
Yeah.
In between him fighting and him getting sent off to space jail.
Yeah.
Like him killing, because he killed Jor-El too.
Yeah, he did do that.
He killed Superman's father.
Stuck him. He died instantly from a stab wound in the midsection.
Listen. And then there was like a time lapse, and then there was another time lapse between him getting sentenced to space jail, as we call it. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. There's a time lapse between that and then the planet exploding.
There were a million time lapses in this movie.
There actually was.
There was a lot of flashing back.
Yeah.
And if I didn't know any better, I'd say Quentin Tarantino maybe had a hand in this with the amount of disjointed storytelling going on. There's just like a lot of,
I was like,
it's there.
I did not hear that word in this movie.
No, that word wasn't in there, and there weren't any feet in the movie either.
I was like, Quentin Tarantino.
There's a lot of flashbacks. There's a lot of fucking shots of the sun through people's fingers or around planets, or a lot of lens flares going on that I didn't care for. I think at a certain point I threatened myself with, like, if they did it one more time, I was going to harm myself. And then they did it again, and I ate another piece of pizza.
There it is.
So that's how it went.
Harmed so good.
It hurt so good.
So that's fair. So
there's my unbiased setup for the movie so far.
Unbiased. I love it. I love the unbiased part of it. That's the best part to me. So, like you were saying, though, this is like the origin story. Let's talk about the cast. Superman, Henry Cavill.
Yes,
such a great guy. I like Henry Cavill.
I don't know him from anything.
I only know him from Superman.
So I know he's in this
and Fallout. Mission Impossible Fallout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Not the game Fallout.
Yeah, he was in that because I played one of those. I played a couple of those.
Yeah, no. The movie Mission Impossible Fallout. He was great in that too. Lois Lane is Amy Adams. General Zod is Michael Shannon,
who I had never heard of.
Fair,
honestly.
I can only tell you that he was in. Like I said, what did I tell you he was in? Shoot, I don't know. He was in something. He was in Waco, the Netflix series, but I didn't watch that. But he was in something else too.
There was something else he told me about it. Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. Michael Shannon, he's cool though. I like him in the movies he has been in, which I don't know. Let's see. Lawrence Fishburne is Perry. I don't know his last name, but he's the main editor or the boss of the Daily Planet, which is the paper that Lois Lane works at, and Clark Kent. There's also Kevin Costner is Superman's Earth dad.
Yes.
Diane Lane is his Earth mom. Russell Crowe is his real dad, Jor-El.
He had a much bigger part in this movie than I was expecting.
Oh, you thought he was just going to die?
I thought they were going to Uncle Ben him, and as soon as he was dead, he was going to be gone, and instead he became a fucking spaceship ghost.
Listen, Jor-El was in that movie a lot.
He was in it a lot.
Russell Crowe was like, listen.
I didn't mind it, but I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, so he was in it, and am I missing anybody important?
I know there's one name that I feel like you want to mention.
Oh.
Your boy.
My boy?
Old Chris Maloney.
Oh yeah, from SVU. Stabler, young Stabler. That's my guy. I do like him though. Unfortunately, yeah, he's good. He's good in it, but he's stereotypically like armed forces cop guy. Like that's all he ever plays. Like even in the show Happy, he plays a super. You've seen it?
I saw the first season so far.
Okay, yeah, he plays a alcoholic spiraling cop who should not be on the force, and he's an ex-cop, and he's like a bounty hunter now or something in Happy, right?
I forget,
because he's not really on the force.
I think he's like a disgraced cop.
Yeah.
Like he's a detective.
Yeah,
sorta.
he gets paid to like hunt people down. Yeah, so he's basically the same character in every show. Law and Order, he was the same, beating up women and criminals illegally. That's what he did. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. But even in this show, he was still very. I don't know if you noticed, he was very like stereotypically like masculine energy.
Yeah.
When Lois Lane went to shake his hand, he just like shoved her off. Like he didn't even like, you're not worth my time to shake your hands with. Like that's him. That's his whole thing. Yeah. So yeah, but he's in it.
A little too school for cool.
Yeah. Same.
Well, it worked out pretty well for him in this one.
for this, so yeah, that's it. Unless I don't think I forgot anybody.
I don't think there's anyone else that important.
Yeah, not that important. I mean, there's other people, but they're not that important, honestly. But yeah, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to go your likes or do you want to go my likes?
I feel like we want to go your likes.
My likes first. Okay,
yeah,
we can do that. We can do that. So I'll tell you guys this. Chris's likes are far and few between, and I know that. So we're gonna go my likes first. 3 likes. Man of Steel. 1. I really enjoyed that this was an actual legit origin story. I love the fact that they went into depth about Krypton. I love the fact that they went into depth about Jor-El, because I haven't seen the old Superman movies with Christopher Reeves. But I know that his dad was in them. I think all 3 of them. Jor-El was Marlon Brando, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man,
I'm pretty sure that's who it was. And yeah, I'm like, he doesn't need to be in all 3 movies. I'm not saying he was. I think he was, but I don't know. But to have like that big of an actor at the time to play Jor-El, I'm sure he was in that movie a lot, just like Russell Crowe was.
That makes sense.
But I don't know how much they explained about, Jor-El, whatever. But I really did like it. I like that. And again, I haven't seen the old Superman movies, so I don't really know. So basically, I'm just speaking off of what I do know. And
what else can you do?
Fair. So I really enjoyed like everything, like him as a kid, like Superman, like Clark Kent as a kid, with his mom and dad, him figuring out his powers, him not knowing how to hone all of his powers. Like to me, that's like, okay, I like that. Like when I think of other origin stories, I'm like, okay, like Iron Man is a great origin story because like you see how he changed from arms dealer, playboy, whatever, to okay, I want to help people. I don't want to deal arms anymore because it killed people. It almost killed me. It might be selfish, but that's just what happened. You know what I mean? So I really, really enjoyed the origin story of Superman, and I felt like I understood Superman at the end. I was like, okay, this is why he is who he is. So that's number 1. Number 2, they had great fight scenes. I thought all the fight scenes were just amazing. And I love the fact that they made a huge, and I'm sure this is a director, I know it is. It's not really just like my eyes or anything, but I'm like the director like made it, they were on Earth. Okay, how do I want to say this? Okay, when Jor-El and General Zod were fighting on Krypton, like they were fighting, like just regular fighting.
Yeah, like how people would fight
like how
because there
people
was a
fight.
gun involved.
Right. Or well, yeah, with that too. But I just mean like the same like pace. On Earth, when the Kryptonians are fighting, they are literally fighting at like super cuts. Like I feel like Michael, like I want like super fast cuts, and like but you could still see it. It's not like blurred.
Yeah.
Like there's some movies, I'm trying to think of one. I know there is a certain movie where it's like I didn't know what happened in the movie because it was so fast. But this one, like, it was fast, but it still made sense. Like, and I also love the fact in the fight scenes that when he was fighting the other Kryptonians, like the one girl, Fora All, when he was fighting her, like she was just kicking the shit out of him.
She, for most of the movie, did more than Zod did.
She
like Zod,
definitely did.
Zod got off his ass in like the last 40 minutes of the movie.
Yes,
If
but
that.
she was killing it. Like when she fought Spider-Man, when she fought Spider-Man,
This movie almost got a lot better.
when she fought Superman, like he tried to tackle her at one point. She like sidesteps, catches him, and then like choke slams. And I'm like, oh, that's poetry right there. And I was just like, oh, that's just so good.
Anytime Superman takes one, I'm all right with it.
Okay, all right. You're right.
This is going to be like a lot of this. There's going to be a lot of this going forward. And we knew this. We knew this going into this.
We knew this. That's true. So yeah, the fight scene, and then the last fight scene. Again, there was a lot of it, but it was still, like I said, it was still like I could still comprehend what was going on. It was super fast, but I just enjoyed it. It didn't really look fake. Even though it was green, they were fighting in the sky while they were flying. It was a green screen, obviously, unless there's something I don't know. But I'm like, oh, okay, this still looks real, And I understand, like, this was made in like 2016, I think, or something.
I think so.
No, I think it was made way before that. It was made in like 2014.
Well, we have a resource.
Yeah, I think it was made until like 2013 or 14, and or something like that. I don't know.
13.
Yeah, yeah. It's been out for a while. Yeah. So 2013, like, I mean, technology is still there. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, I was impressed with the fight scenes for sure. And with that being said, the best part about the last fight scene, it reminded me of my third like. The Jesus and Matrix themes. Okay.
Well, those are pretty similar in general, aren't
very
they?
true. Yes, absolutely. Here's my take on. I don't know if this is a soapbox, but this is what I think.
I mean, what else is a podcast than a electronic soapbox?
That's fair. That's fair. My take on all superhero movies and even sci-fi movies is that they all take from the Bible.
All of them?
Star Wars. Anakin is born out of nowhere.
Okay.
Some mystical force put Anakin into her belly, and then he was the chosen one. Gotta think about it like that. So, same thing with Superman. And then maybe I'm being too like loose, but like I really do think a lot of them are, because if you ever notice, a lot of superheroes they when they do certain things, they look like they're on a cross. Think about Spider-Man jumping off a roof. He stretches his arms out into a T. His legs are straight. It looks like a cross every single time. That's what I notice about superhero movies.
That's fair. I definitely noticed it in this one.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
When he
But the funny thing is, Superman's always been like that.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever look at Superman, he always like, when he's just like floating in the sky, arms are out, looks like a T, looks like a cross. That's what it is.
Across from what?
Same. But that's and to me personally, I like that because there's two reasons why. One, religious people hate it. Non-religious people hate it. So it's to me it's like Parks and Rec when they're arguing about putting Twilight into the box underground.
The time capsule.
And the one lady goes, there are hugely religious tones, and the other guy goes, there's not enough religious tones in it. And she's like, don't you guys see what you guys are talking about? And they're like, no. And I'm like, yes, I love it. Because it's, to me, I just, and they won't agree. Like religious people, not religious people, they won't agree. Like, they're like, hey, this looks like Jesus. Don't you dare. It's like, and then they're like, this is too much like Jesus. And I'm like,
this is too far from Jesus.
You guys are arguing about the same thing. I love it. Keep it up because I'm interested.
And never get along.
Yes. So, with that being said, I also have another theory. Again, virtual soapbox.
Go off on it.
Almost The Matrix was made in 1999. I do know that for a fact. Almost every sci-fi movie has taken from The Matrix since then. Avatar, if you watch Avatar,
did not.
Good for you.
I didn't.
It takes so much from The Matrix.
You're talking about the James Cameron Blue People one,
yes.
not the bastardization of, not the Shyamalan ruining of a great animated series.
Nope, not that one.
I didn't see either of them.
Okay.
Either movie.
Then, yes, that one had it too, and it was trash. They did
and it sucked.
That up yours, Granny.
You couldn't handle it.
So, yes. So, and again, I may be a little too, vague with what I'm saying, but I really do believe there's a lot of Matrix and a lot of sci-fi movies when you watch them. So, a couple scenes I'll tell you about. So, like Chris said, Superman or Kal-El was the first natural birth in centuries on Krypton. They show the birthing pods, and that is exactly from the Matrix, where they birth people in these little orange sacks, and then the robots come down and pick them out. In another scene, they do when the world engine is terraforming the Earth, and Superman tries to destroy it. The robot arms come out. The
Dr. Octopus fucking robot tentacles.
They come out, and those are the same claws that come off of the Sentinels in the Matrix.
Sentinels?
The Sentinels, that's what they're called in Matrix, too. They're called the Sentinels. They are the machines that try to kill
the mutants.
Same. I knew what you were talking about, so I'm just like, but yes, they try to kill the people. They try to kill, the Matrix. They try to kill all the humans. But they were called the Sentinels too, and they had like little grabby things, and they can grab you, and they can do whatever.
Yeah, so they're little grabbers. They're gonna grab you. I don't think they're little. They're huge.
Same. So yes, I love anything that has to do with the Matrix. Is one of my favorite movies.
We should do those.
Absolutely.
In the series,
I love
we don't have to condense them all into one episode. We can do them separately.
For sure.
Because I've only for sure seen the first one beginning to end.
Oh.
And the other ones, if I have seen them all the way, it's been so long I couldn't remember any of them.
I've seen all three of them, and I watched all three of them this year, by the way. So yes, I love the Matrix. I enjoy it. People don't like 2 and 3. They mostly hate 3. I think 2 is better than 1. And I'm not saying it's better than 1, but I think 2 is so enjoyable because 1 has a lot of... it's too long. Get right to the Matrix. I don't care about
too much jibber
else.
Jabber, not enough dodging bullets.
Same.
Knowing kung fu.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot in the beginning where I'm like, okay, this is kind of boring. Him being a nerd, okay, congrats. Like, I don't care. Like, we're all nerds. Fuck off. Like, that's how I feel. Like, it's nothing special anymore.
To go back to Parks and Rec, nerd culture is mainstream now. So
it is.
When you use the term derogatorily, you're the one who's out of the zeitgeist.
Okay. Maybe.
And that's, I don't think I've ever heard a nerdier fucking thing said about nerd culture than that. So
there it is. So yeah, so to me, I love Matrix themed anything, and I enjoy it. Simple.
Fair.
And every time I see it, I'm like, ooh, Matrix. Oh, there it is.
I understood that reference.
Yes, exactly. To harken back to Well, we didn't talk about the Avengers. I was just
Not
thinking
yet.
Chris Evans. I was just thinking Chris Evans. Sorry.
Well.
So I was thinking Scott Pilgrim.
A lot of times I
same.
think about Chris Evans.
That's
He's a good man.
Yeah, I like Chris Evans.
Same.
He's funny.
He's my favorite Hollywood Chris.
There it is.
There it is. Until I get there.
There it is. I was just about to say that. Nice.
Aw.
Hell yeah.
Aw.
Hell yeah. Good.
I
Good.
won't get there.
Off this episode.
Yeah, because of this one.
Because of this. Oh, you hate Superman? Put you in the next
Man,
movie.
like, man, that guy really bitched about that movie that came out like 7 years ago. Let's
you
get
never
him. Let's
seen
put him in something
until late
they
2020.
He didn't see it until 7 years after it was made because he
Took
hates
a pandemic.
Because he hates who it's about. Yeah, it took a global pandemic for people. Like, oh, let's watch some movies. I guess I didn't
Man
want
of
to watch
Steel.
this one.
When that come out 18 years ago? Fuck.
18, damn. I was 18 years younger than I am now. It's
There
like,
it
I
is.
don't know the math.
Hashtag math is hard. So, do you want to get into your? I'm not even gonna say 3. What did you like about the movie, young Chris?
I did enjoy. I know you already said it. I did enjoy the fight scenes and the effects in the fight scenes. I thought were really cool. They did some really cool shit with it. I thought the suits that the 4 Kryptonians with Zod that were wearing, I thought the suits they were wearing, like you commented on during the movie, were sweet looking. They're like battle suits.
Flight suits.
Yeah, because the one dude, like the giant dude, didn't even open himself up to the weakness that the other ones had. They had that like film thing over their faces. Then when Zod plucked at it, all the outside
Deteriorated.
stimula got in. Like he heard all the sounds. He looked at his hands and saw his own bones and muscles and shit because he suddenly had X-ray vision.
Same.
And which I don't quite get that
They
part.
explained it.
Yes. So was the light not getting through the visor in the suit?
The sun.
Yeah.
I think it was more or less like actually soaking up the rays.
Okay.
Like, so for example, if we go out in the sun with a long sleeve shirt, you know, underneath the shirt won't burn.
That's fair.
I mean, right? I don't know. I don't
I don't go around wearing clear shirts either.
Also, well, fair. That's fair. But I'm just saying, like,
But
if,
they
you
are
know,
from space. Who the hell knows?
Yes, there it is.
And it's me picking nits because you know I'll pick them when it suits me. Anyway, the giant dude in that suit.
He was at least 7 feet tall.
Oh man,
he was huge.
He was bigger than Superman. And
He was.
Still got his ass kicked.
He did a lot.
I mean, that's what happens when you're up against Superman.
But then
You
he
get your
also
ass
threw a
kicked.
train at Superman. That's where that train came from. Because remember, he got
thrown into the train himself.
He got thrown into a line of trains.
Yes.
Like about 7 of them, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw one train back."
Pick one of them up that didn't explode and throw it back at him. Because apparently all of these trains were engines, and they were all.
They all were.
very
They all were
combustible.
tankers. They were carrying oil.
Oh, were they?
I don't know.
See, there we go.
I assume.
Okay. Let's say there we go again. There I go again.
What?
Picking.
Oh, well, that's fair. No, I don't know. Maybe it was.
I didn't notice.
At least one of them was for sure because it was like a circular.
Yeah.
Like whatever, but I mean that's just
Yeah, that part I thought was really neat. Like the fights in general, the effects I thought looked really good. Like the high speed stuff they were doing.
Yeah.
Like you said, when they were just busting through walls and shit, and just like knocking people out. Like those Kryptonians were not fooling around with anybody.
No.
And I can appreciate that because they're super strong, and all the people were like pushing Christopher Maloney out of the way, like get him to the front of the plane so he can deliver the payload, do this and that, and like they're gonna buy time. They just one shot, and you're done.
So
you're dead.
So to piggyback off what you're saying, the one thing I like about movies like this is when you show me the actual strength of a character. I don't like when you're like a human can kind of take on a alien or whatever, or somebody who's like super strong. It's like they get that one chance. Unfortunately, life isn't David and Goliath. Sometimes the little guy doesn't get a chance, and that's what I like about this movie. That they were
all little guys.
Yes, the humans were the little guys, and even to the people who were like the same height. Because like the one girl, I just don't know her name, Fura.
Yeah, something like that.
Fura, she was like the same height as Lois Lane, and she was wrecking shit. And I was like, I love this. If she wasn't a bad guy, oh man, come on.
You can like a bad guy.
But I like Superman better. So
Okay.
either way, enough about me. Sorry, so I stopped you. So go your fight scenes. We're amazing, the best you've ever seen, or something. You were saying.
Okay. You put some words in there. There was some insertion. Let's see. I said I like the fight scenes. I like the effects.
Do you have another like?
I feel like it wouldn't be genuine. I don't know.
Really?
I mean, the movie wasn't. It wasn't terrible.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it was terrible. I didn't love it. I thought it was okay.
Okay. So just to be clear, so that was the one like, and that's it. If it's not genuine, send it back.
I'm trying to think if I have anything else in me.
That's fair.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't really.
That's okay.
That's all right. Like a dirtbag because I feel like it's going to be a trend now.
No.
Unless these other movies start impressing me.
That's okay.
Because this one is focused on a character that I already came into this not enjoying.
So I was going to ask. So is your bias the reason why you don't have more likes, or
possibly,
or is it like the actual movie?
It could be both. Because
okay.
Honestly, like I've never found the character that entertaining.
Fair.
And
so instead of likes, tell me why you don't find him entertaining.
Superman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think you're about to do before I cut you off, but go ahead. How much time do we have?
He's just a nerd, man. And not even like in a good way. He's super strong. Stronger than like anyone.
Yes.
He's super fast. Apparently even faster than the Flash, possibly.
Yes.
He has heat vision, lasers in his eyes. He's got super breath. He can like freeze you with it. He can do all kinds of shit with it. He has super
leap
hearing.
over a building in a single bound.
Also, yeah, he can do that, and he can fly. He is faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, all that shit.
Yes,
he has X-ray vision. He has super hearing, super sight.
Yes,
he can fill out a jumpsuit, I guess, pretty well. He's just got all these abilities, and I just don't like it. He's just got so much stuff, and his whole thing is based around people have to take away his powers, pretty much to defeat him.
Yep.
Because I don't know, like also his planet was destroyed, and every now and then another Kryptonian just happens to have materializes on Earth, whether they just got out of space jail or
the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, or someone had a kid with him, or there's a Superboy, there's I think a Supergirl. There's Power Girl, who may or may not be related to him. There's a fucking dog. There's a super dog that's, I don't know.
Now, this is all comic-based, right?
Or other things, like either the comics or the cartoons and other things that he's been in.
Now, was there a Superman cartoon?
Yeah.
I don't think I watched that one.
I think it was just called The Adventures of Superman.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I don't think
unless that was a live-action show. But there definitely was... There was at least a Justice League cartoon that had like everybody in it.
I think
there was just a Superman cartoon.
See, I didn't think he had a. Because
I could be mistaken, but the superior one is Batman the Animated Series. Anywho,
he who shall not be named on this
until
podcast.
The next one. Yeah, apparently, yeah. He who cannot be escaped because he broke your leg.
Swear. Let me stop.
But yeah, he's got too much going on for me, and Lex Luthor will build a giant robot that kicks his ass, or there's here's some more kryptonite.
Yep.
There's even different kinds of kryptonite. Apparently, there's like green kryptonite, which like weakens him. There's like black kryptonite, I think, which like splits him into good and evil.
Yep.
There's I want to say there's red kryptonite that does something else. He's got a bunch of weaknesses that are very exploitable.
Yeah.
So why make him so powerful? I guess if you're gonna have so many weaknesses.
I have no good answer for that.
And that's fair. Like I don't want an answer. These are just questions that I have for anyone who's
creator.
like, yeah, I love Superman so much, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, because I know you do, and I know a couple people who really love Superman and don't get why I don't like him.
Me.
Yes.
I get why you don't like him, but my take on it is that because we're talking about superheroes, I don't need him to be realistic, right?
No, that's fair.
So, since I don't need him to be realistic, the fact he who shall not be named is
he's not realistic
the
either.
most realistic one, and everyone thinks that he's the best, and I'm like, no, like he's good for the show, and regular people be beating his ass. Me and Batman can go toe to toe at this point. Like we could, and I'll get a couple hits in. Like,
is he in that metal suit?
Even in the metal suit, I'm like, you're slow now.
Might hurt your hand a little bit.
A little bit, but I'll be okay. But he might break my leg or arm because I, jaywalked or something. But I think that I'm like, okay, sure, he's realistic in the fact that he's human, but I don't believe that he's the strongest human on earth, as the comic book said. That's just dumb to me. And I'm like, okay, fine. For example, and it's the reason why I like Marvel better is Iron Man. He was Iron Man in the suit. Out of the suit, he was very vulnerable. Yeah. He was vulnerable. Apparently Bruce Wayne is not vulnerable. When's the last time anything ever happened to Bruce Wayne? Nothing.
Well, at least in the movies, nothing happens to him.
Right.
When he's Bruce Wayne, he's just I'm at a party.
And and all of his criminals know who he is.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah. And even when they show up at his house or at the whatever was it?
Yes.
Whatever party he was at, and the Joker showed up.
Yeah.
And
it was his party.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, where's Bruce?"
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I think he's taking a shit or something.
Yeah. I wonder where that guy went.
And then surprise, here he comes. And he just, everything's fine. But yeah, exactly. I'm not saying that Batman's the perfect superhero.
And I know you're not. I'm just saying people compare, and I'm like, you can't compare because there's two. The one is an alien. Yeah. You have to, to me, you have to admit that he's an alien, and if we're just in the comic book setting, because he's an alien, he has shit that we don't.
Yeah.
And he's not the most powerful in the DC universe, as far as I know. I thought the Green Lantern, I thought they were stronger because they had that ring.
There's a lot. There's different colored lantern rings, and they do different shit too. And I think that's really cool.
I like that.
I like Marvel way more than I like DC.
Of course.
But DC does have some cool stuff. I think the Lantern Corps is sweet.
Yes.
I think Batman's cool. I don't think he's that amazing.
I think he's cool. I like Batman. Don't let me get it. Listen, guys. I like Batman.
Let's not get it wrong here.
I like Batman.
Let's not get painted in the wrong way.
I'll watch all the Batman movies, even the new one. You haven't seen the poster for the new Batman?
Oh, the Robert Pattinson one.
Can't wait.
I think I saw a couple things for it. I'm sure I'll see it because I'm definitely not in the camp of he's going to be a bad Batman.
No,
because every time a new character, or not a new character, a comic book character gets recast, everyone says they're going to suck at it, and it's the nature of Hollywood to this franchise, this character is money. We can keep making movies on this.
Yes.
Let's just find someone else to play the part.
Sure. Because people are going to come out. Because no matter what, even with Batman and Robin, it might not have been a good movie, but people saw it. You know what I mean? People watched the movie, they went and saw it in the theaters. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's fair.
So so to me, whatever. Anyway, back to Superman. So yeah, what you were saying?
What was I saying?
I don't know. Can't be sure
about how I didn't like him.
Yeah. So all right. So
also, he's another weakness of his, magic.
Oh, really?
Which exists in the DC universe because in a few instances that I've seen, Shazam is a magical being, magically powered superhero, and he beats the shit out of Superman.
Oh.
I don't think he actually defeats him. In a couple instances, they're shown to be close in power.
Okay.
But Superman just can't take it. He can't deal with magic for some reason. And then there's a couple instances where they fight, and Superman either won't kill or defeat Shazam because he's a child.
Yes.
He knows that Shazam is Billy Batson. He's a kid. And he's I can't kill this kid. I can't beat up this kid that bad.
Fair.
And similarly to in the next movie.
Yeah, I was just thinking
he's
that.
if I wanted it, it would be over.
Yes.
And that's...
We'll
get to it to the next one.
You don't like that?
We'll get to it. No, I like it.
No, not that part, but just with Shazam, since we're not talking about that next, that's the morality of Superman.
And that's the thing. He's stronger than probably anybody.
And he's so good.
And he's too good. He's a little too good.
He's so good.
Takes that moral high ground on everybody and just looks down his nose at you.
He has a high ground.
Gets under your skin. And
no one can win.
Knocks you off your pedestal.
I love it. I love it.
Even when you lose, do you win?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay. With that being said, dislikes. Now,
You first.
No, you go.
Oh,
Because
I feel like
we
I already
just
did this.
right.
I feel
It's
like
fair, but I feel like you have.
Is there a replay function in this recording thing? No,
We
dislikes.
20 minutes.
Dislikes.
Are we keeping it to 3 for you, or do you got more than that? I feel like you got more than 3. Let's keep it to 3.
I don't even know if I have 3.
Oh,
I
shit.
can give you like 3 specific things.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Just the movie.
Let me tell you what I'm excited about. Slushie meter. But you go.
Oh fuck.
Oh yes.
You're not gonna like it.
Oh, I know. I'm excited. I'm excited.
All right. So again, major dislike. It's about a character that I didn't really care for to begin with.
Okay.
To me, the movie wasn't fun, and not that a movie has to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
But like, if it's a comic book movie, I go into it with my own expectations of like, oh, this might make me chuckle.
That's
this
fair.
might put a smile on my face. This one did not do that.
At all?
Not really. Like, I don't think he had any personality really in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was very, I don't know, like very flat to me.
Yeah.
And I'm still never going to buy the whole Clark Kent disguise.
I love it.
Or,
Have you ever heard the theory about that?
what?
About how he disguises himself as Clark Kent?
Oh, because like Superman is who he really is and Clark Kent is the disguise? Or
Well,
what?
yes. I love that. By the way, I love that. That's just amazing to me. And I've used that argument for why Superman is the best.
Because he reverses it.
Because he is Superman.
Yeah.
He
Like
doesn't
that's
change
his
out of
natural
Superman.
self,
Yes,
yeah.
he actually disguises himself as a regular person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Anyway, enough about me liking Superman.
I could have said that at the start.
The theory...
Save
Fair. The theory I've heard, someone said, how come no one can tell? Says, well, because he is alien and he has these special powers that I guess this is far-fetched. I don't know, maybe. But, like, he has, like, some sort of, like, when he puts on the glasses, he can not rearrange his face, but rearrange what people see. And, like, that's one of his powers, I guess. So when they see him as Clark Kent, they don't even think he's super. Like, they can't see past.
They don't see him as this, like...
Yeah, like, they can't even, like, put, like in one of the Batman movies, somebody, like, puts, like, something over Batman's eyes, and they're like, oh, you could be Batman because you have the same... Like, they don't even... The humans can't even see Clark Kent as, like... Oh, if you had a curl right here, or if you had slick back black hair and no glasses, like, they can't see that at all.
Okay.
That's what I was told, and it may be far fetched, but I like it.
That's fair.
So,
let's see. Dislikes. I already did. I feel like that was 2 right there.
maybe.
That was the movie itself.
Fair.
Disguise.
Okay.
Um,
So that's just overall Superman then.
yeah,
The disguise.
My main dislike, is of any
Is
Superman piece of media is probably just going to be Superman in general. His dad.
Ooh.
I'm
Which
gonna
one?
say Kevin Costner.
Oh, okay.
John Clark.
Ooh, what?
Is that his first name?
Kent.
John Kent. Yeah, sorry. John Clark Kent.
Martha.
Yeah. Yeah, John Kent. He has this son who can do amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, don't do it. Just don't.
Right.
He orders his son to let himself die. When a tornado's a coming and he goes to save the dog, he saves the dog, and Clark wants to save his dad, and he just puts his hand up and just don't do it, son.
So let me ask you.
Cars are getting picked up behind him with this twister. This Kansas twister is coming up behind him, and cars are getting picked up, and he's just
It's a
standing.
T5,
and he's
actually.
just standing in it. Nothing's moving that man. And, like, cars are lifting up behind him, and there's debris and all this kind of shit, and then it just envelops him as he has his hand out, and
Sad.
it makes me think of The Incredibles.
Okay.
How you saw that one, right? The
Incredibles?
Pixar movie.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
I have a kid.
About the movie in
But
general.
that doesn't mean that's why I see it, but I have a kid.
Yeah, same. I I love that movie. I don't have any kids. The father in that one, he knows his kids have powers, and he encourages them to like embrace it, be special. And the world is, and I think it's the wife / the government are like, you can't go out there and be special. Everyone's going to find out who we are. And he's like, would that be so bad?
He does, but that's after a change of heart.
Yeah,
because he hates himself.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't like being regular, but
because he knows he's special.
Right, and even then, he tells his kids not to use it. Because he's like, hey, you guys gotta even at the end when they do, they're like, hey, use your powers.
Yeah, because they're all about to die.
Was running when they were running track. Even then they're like, hey, pull back,
just
close second.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but there was
even. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. So here's the question I pose to you. So is that selfish or is that righteous?
I feel like it's, I don't know. It's maybe a little of both.
Now, why selfish?
Because I feel like it's a lot, maybe not selfish is the word. I feel like it's a lot to put on a child.
Fair.
To be like, you have this ability, and it's
mute it.
To tell him like, you can change the world, you can do all this stuff. Someday everybody's going to see what you can do, just not now.
Not now.
You told him that as a kid, like, and throughout all the flashbacks, they told him like at precedingly older ages, from like a young age up, like, you can do special things, but not yet. You can do special things, you'll change the world, but not yet. You could be all these things, but not yet. And then he's like a grown man when the tornadoes are coming.
Oh, he was a teenager then.
He looked the same.
To
be fair, he looked the same.
He was. I don't think he was like 13, but I think he was like 18, 19, and they were trying to get him to work on the farm.
Yeah, that's fair. But like, yeah, he was. Yeah. You know, at what point do you let someone decide what they can do for themselves?
Right.
Whether or not they can use that ability to incinerate everyone on the planet with your I-beams if you wanted to, or fly around the world really fast and turn back time to save your girlfriend from getting killed.
Same.
Stuff like
Superman
that.
3, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I know some of the shit he does, but
See, and I think that's dumb.
That?
Yes.
The flying around the world to reverse time?
Yes.
I agree.
I thought that was the dumbest thing I ever heard. That's the reason why I never watched that movie.
Because you want to talk about, you said it a couple times during the movie, about how the Flash is useless compared to Superman because Superman's faster. The Flash can effectively time travel.
Fair. And he does nothing with it.
Well, he does, but he fucks things up with it by accident. He does stuff, but he fucks a lot of things up.
There it is.
He turns Aquaman into a fucking warlord. His wife's a bitch.
There it is. There it is.
Batman's dad's a drunk, murdering Batman.
There
and
it is.
Bruce is dead, and his mom's the Joker. And
it's the darkest timeline.
Yeah.
Literally.
He rolled whatever, I forget what number it was that he rolled, but
yeah.
Dark timeline.
Yeah,
everyone's wearing their fake felt goatees, and everyone's real evil.
No, Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's me.
And
I'm bitter.
And I'll accept it.
Thank you for accepting it. Because it's not changing.
That's fair.
As for you,
yes,
let's hear your dislikes.
Okay. Dislikes of the movie. You like that emphasis? Sorry.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a movie about a certain character.
No, it's fair. So one of the dislikes, I do believe that movie was too long. There was a lot of exposition, I think is the word.
Jibber jabber.
And there was just I think it was needed, but that doesn't mean I had to like it. Right? Does that make sense? Like
100%. You don't have to like it.
I think, and then I'm not saying I didn't like it, but I understand why the movie had to be so long, because they had to show how good he was and whatever. But then it was like, man, this is a lot of flashbacks, right?
But then the next one wasn't short either. No,
not at all. And that's, listen, my dislikes on that one are far greater. But and it's not even like the movie, it's the problem with the DC personally. They're dumb. They're stupid. They should have, if you're going to copy Marvel, do what Marvel did. Marvel did Iron Man 2, Thor, or Captain America.
One or the other.
And then
Yeah, they did like a lot of individual movies before
Yes,
they did the team.
before they did the team up. You can't do the team up and then everybody gets a movie after. And your main character, your moneymaker, your cash cow, doesn't even get a solo movie. That's just
Which one are you talking about?
Batman. Batman versus Superman was not his solo movie.
No, it was not.
So
And he's supposedly done.
Ben Affleck?
Yeah, isn't he?
Man, there's like rumors that he still might come back. And I hope he does because, well, no, he won't because Robert Pattinson's in it.
Well, aren't they doing a Justice League, like another Justice League movie at some point? Or are they going to recast that? Or is it all just out the window?
I have no idea. I wish I knew, but I don't. And the problem is that they can't have two Batmans running around. That's never been a thing. They did that with... Who'd they do that with? Not the Hulk. They kind of did it with the Hulk, but it was still different though. But like they can't have Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson is Batman now.
Yeah.
So they can't have Ben Affleck coming back as Batman. You feel what I'm saying? Like they can't do both. So
The only thing I can think of with that is like the Batman Beyond thing, where it's like in the far future, where they had a young kid who became the new Batman, and Bruce Wayne was like old and grizzled and didn't like the world anymore, and he was like his mentor, but he wasn't Batman. There was still only like one Batman. But I don't know. There might have been an instance where there was like a fake Batman or some shit, or like someone else dressed up as Batman along the way. There's been a million comics of every character, and there's been a lot of
But
shit.
see, that's the issue with being comic books and then being movies, to me personally, is that the mainstream audience doesn't care about alternate timelines. They want to see
The main dude.
They want to see Thomas and Martha get shot in the alley.
Again.
And then they want him to fall in a hole and be surrounded by bats.
Again.
And then they want him to become a playboy millionaire, billionaire again, and then become Batman.
Again.
That's it. Yeah. That's all people want to see.
And beat up some mentally ill people who have superpowers. May or may not have superpowers.
May or may not. Anyway. So, dislike. So, yeah, the movie is long. I just think that the exposition was needed. But I understand that if someone told me that, if someone was like, I didn't like it because it was too long, I'd be like, no, I get that. That would make sense to me because I'm like, yeah, it was a lot. There was a lot that needed to be said because to me, and the reason why I like Superman is because his story isn't well known. Mm-hmm. Like, you can go up to like some rando on the street and be like, who's Kal-El? And no one would know. Like, if I said, who's Bruce Wayne? Everybody's like, oh, well, of course, blah, blah. But
if you said who's Superman, they might know. But if you said who's Kal-El, they might not.
Yeah.
They might, but they might not.
I mean, that's just like, but even if you think about it now, like if someone said, not now, but back then, if they said Iron Man, it's like, okay, that's a superhero. Like, they would know. But if someone said Tony Stark, they'd be like, before Robert Downey played him.
Yeah.
You know
Some
what
people,
I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people. Because even then, he wasn't like a big.
No, that's the reason why he came out first.
He was like the B-list character in the comics.
Because I don't even think he was in the first Avengers, was he?
In the original comic lineup of
the Avengers? I don't think he was. Because I thought Spider-Man started it, so...
In the original Avengers, Iron Man might have been in it, but I don't think he was.
See, I thought, from what I read, I thought it was Spider-Man, Captain America, Ant-Man, and maybe Thor.
Ant-Man was definitely, I want to say Ant-Man was definitely a part of it.
Yeah, the original was really wild. Way different than what it is now.
I could be wrong. I don't think it was Spider-Man. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, I don't know.
Well,
there's a lot
he
of
started one of the Avengers, though, because he was the main... That's the reason why they were talking about when they did Civil War. They were like, well, Spider-Man has to be a part of it because he was a part of the original Civil War.
Yes, he unmasked. In the comics, Peter Parker unmasked himself.
Yes.
On, national television.
Yeah.
As, I believe he supported the pro-superhero registration side with Iron Man.
Yeah, so that was, the whole thing. So, by the way, off topic, I want to see what they do with Spider-Man now that he's unmasked now.
Same, because in the comics...
Spoiler alert.
Doctor Strange... put some magic on, I think it's either the world or just New York, where it makes people forget who he is.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In the comics, you said.
Ooh. I have one of the books that I have, they talk about it, and he undoes it again. In order to save, it's called Spider Island, where everyone in New York City starts developing spider powers.
That's hilarious.
And I think eventually some of them start turning into spider monsters.
That's hilarious.
But So everyone in New York's like, oh shit, I'm Spider-Man. And then he's like, no, I'm Spider-Man. And everyone's like, no, you're not. You're just some dude in a shitty Spider-Man costume. So, like, he has to reveal himself all over again. Yes. And Doctor Strange is like, we already did this once. I can't keep doing this for you.
Yeah, that's fair.
It gets less.
I like that.
It gets less potent.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty sweet.
See, that's why. Oh man,
Spider-Man is probably my favorite Marvel hero, at least.
Yeah, that's fair. I can.
In general, like between movies and comics combined, it's him. Just movies, Captain America.
Yeah.
But we're off topic.
Way off topic. All right,
we're in a different
we're in a different universe. Literally
different universe.
Literally a different. So yeah, movie too long. I forgot what I was talking about. So dislike number 2. I didn't care. I actually cared about Jonathan Kent, and I could have gave a shit less about Martha Kent.
Aww.
She just didn't. I like Diane Lane, don't get me wrong, but she didn't do it for me. So every time he came home, I love my mama. So it's nothing about moms, you know what I mean? I love my mama, but at the same time, I was just like, okay, you're gonna visit her again? Her? I was like, I just didn't care about her character, so it was really unfortunate what happened in the next movie. But whatever.
Well, she was fine.
In the next movie?
Yeah.
No, she was fine, but I was just unfortunate what happened.
Well, she ended up waiting tables for a living?
No. Well, I mean, good for her, but the fact that they use her as a plot device. So
at least they didn't kill her.
Okay. At least they didn't.
Yeah,
they could have.
That's a big thing in comic books in general.
They could have,
and movies in general is the women in refrigerators thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's from an old
refrigerator.
Yeah, I think it's from an old Green Lantern comic. Is where it first came up. It's when you use the death of like a wife or girlfriend or significant other as a plot device. They did it in the second Deadpool movie.
Yeah,
because the whole first movie was about him getting her back. And in the second one, they killed her in the first 10 minutes. And that became his motivation.
Oh, like that. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
like
okay. I was like, man, they do this on every
in
movie.
In the old Green Lantern comic,
yes.
He literally finds like the dead body of it's either his wife or girlfriend in his refrigerator.
Oh.
So that became like the term for it. Or like fridging somebody. Is when you kill someone off.
In the beginning, and that's their motivation.
You use an established... I forget if it has to be an established person, but like you use someone's loved one, you just like kill them off. And that becomes like they're just there to die. Like they may have been previously important, but they're just there to get killed so that someone else has a purpose. At least they didn't use her for that. Maybe they used his dad for that.
All I'm going to say is there is a popular superhero that has only that. Roose Brain.
Rhymes with... I mean, also Spider-Man.
I love it. No, well, after a while, though, he kind of got over it.
Yeah. Because you have to, otherwise you turn into Batman.
I would say, if Spider-Man got over it, he was like, all right, Uncle Ben, like, all right, all right, listen. Mary Jane, like, in the third one, he was like,
meet women.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
He
was like, now I'm in college.
He starts a company.
I'm pimping out the Russian girl.
He goes from being really dirt poor to, like, joining the Avengers, and they tell him he can join, and he's like, we have money, and he's like, thank you. And he starts his own company. He joins the Fantastic Four at one point. Yeah. He gets set up, and so Batman just like sits and stews in it.
The whole time. Like, I'm not... Listen, as somebody who hasn't lost a loved one like that, I don't understand. But at the same time, come on, man. That's your only... So you're out breaking jaywalkers' legs because your mom and dad died when you were 6. Like,
maybe.
Anyway.
Maybe.
Either way. So... I forgot what my second dislike was. I'm so off topic today.
Martha.
Yeah, her.
Is she
bland
or something?
Yeah. So I just didn't like her character. I didn't care to ever cared about her character. Like, to me, Superman, Lois Lane, Daily Planet, Kryptonite is what I care about for Superman.
The main thing.
Yeah, that's it. And that's all I really cared about. So her character to me was kind of a throwaway character. And like I said, they ended up making her a bigger character. And again, nothing wrong with Diane Lane. She did the part great. But I just didn't care. Like, there's certain things, like, you watch a movie and you're just like, no. Okay, come on, keep moving.
Because I'm going to guess she gets decreasingly important.
She has
in
to.
the future movies.
Well, I hope so.
Because, I mean...
What else is there?
Yeah.
They're going to kidnap her every time?
They got to make room for other superheroes.
Yeah.
Superman can't be going to visit his mom
every single time.
Every time he punches a building down, he's like, oh,
Mom,
I did it again.
I punched a building. So,
I got all the people out, but then all the people trying to run away from it didn't make it. So,
Prometheus style of running away. I'm telling you, it's the funniest thing. It's
something
so funny.
Something very tall is running toward us. Better run straight away from it.
No zigzags.
Instead of to
no cutting.
side.
Yes, I love it. So, that's my second dislike. My third dislike is, I don't really have a third dislike. I would say my third dislike would be, what would it be? It would probably be. You have to, in my opinion, you have to watch it more than once to understand what was going on. There was a lot of parts when I first watched it that I was like, I don't know what that means. And then when I watched it again, I was like, that makes a ton of sense. Because when we were watching it, I was like, oh, yeah, because of this. Or, like, I was talking to you, telling you, like, hey, oh, this happened because of this. Or blah, blah. And you're like, wait, I got a question. And I was just like, all those things. After I had the same questions you had, that's how I knew how to answer them. Because I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the same questions. But if you're going to give me that long of a movie with that much exposition, with those throwaway characters, you got to answer certain questions. And I understand the question about the suit, where the suit come from. I get that.
I thought that was a little out there until it,
And then it made sense.
Until I thought about it a little more, and you helped explain it to me.
Exactly. And the thing is, I didn't even think about that because, so let me tell you about my imagination. I suspend a lot of things in disbelief or belief. I don't know the term.
Suspension of disbelief.
Listen, anything can be anything. Hey, listen, this wall is green. What? I can see it. So when they're like, here's a suit, I'm like, oh yeah, the suit's coming. I'm not asking where the suit come from.
That's fair.
Because I don't care. You did.
I immediately was like, this ship's been there for 18,000 years.
18,000 years.
And his ghost dad is there to give him his suit that fits him just right.
Just right.
And then,
all the
and then kind of talk to me about it. You're like, all right, it's like the bloodline suit, like this S symbol is like the house family crest of it, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
And
crest.
That's on the thing, and I was like, okay, so it's not his suit; it's like the family suit.
Yes,
because like Jor-El had the same symbol on his suit.
Yeah,
or his clothes. Not he didn't have like that super suit.
The only thing wrong to me with that explanation, which I didn't want to explain, not even explain, but I was like, I hope he doesn't ask that question because I have no answer. Is that how is it that his house was in that scout ship? That's because they sent out scout ships to over 100,000 planets.
Yeah.
So it just so happens. So when I said that, I was like, please don't ask that question because I don't know.
So he did send him to Earth on purpose, though.
But that wasn't the same ship.
No, I mean on the little pod, he sent him to Earth on purpose. So maybe is that how he knew? Did he know that his family's ship had been sent there? I'm guessing, or is it just a million to one shot?
Listen,
I'm going to send him to Earth, and he might get a suit that doesn't match him.
So
a high water suit with the boots sewn onto it a little too low.
Let me tell you a little truth here. I assumed all the things I told you. I personally think that suit was made by the ship. I don't think
okay. That's possible.
I don't think that it was sitting there the whole time. Mm-hmm. I thought it was made by the ship and by his consciousness the day of, fresh, hot out the oven.
Once it detected him being in the thing,
yes.
So you're saying the suit itself didn't exist, or the suit existed, and then you're like, let's put that.
No, I don't think the suit existed until he was, the consciousness of his dad was like, listen.
So were his family's colors also red and blue?
I have no idea.
Because Zod
was
had
all
a
black.
Super suit. Yeah, and his was shades of black.
That's the reason.
That whole movie was not especially colorful.
No, it wasn't. Another reason why I like it. because everything isn't roses to me. So it's like, man, in real life, it's dreary when I go to work. when I when I pop open my work shirt and I have the S underneath, I'm like, it's not really nice out. And if it is, I'm mad that it's nice out.
And you gotta go to work.
And I gotta go to work.
There you go.
So, but yeah, I think for it to be that long of a movie and to that much, like I said, exposition, I think they could have explained like stuff like that a little bit more. I think they kept saying something about the Genesis chamber that I assumed I knew what that was, and I think I do, but they didn't. They never explained it. Zod kept saying it. He's like, "I'm gonna go to the Genesis chamber," and it's like, "What's that?"
You gonna get there at any point?
Yeah,
Did he make it there?
It was in the ship.
Yeah, but like, did he get there?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think yes.
okay.
I think the ship was that.
Okay.
That's what I think, and I think that's the reason why they were able to. So I think so Genesis obviously means like first or beginning or whatever. So I think that was like the first ship that was sent out, or again, assuming because it didn't.
Or was that how they were going to harvest the codex or whatever from
Yes.
Because he kept saying, like, I'll take it out of your dead body.
Yeah. Zod was great. Did you like Zod? Let me tell you why Zod was great. Zod didn't give a fuck. He was straight to the point.
Yeah.
He was like, when he was talking to Jor-El, who was dead, who he killed, he goes, I know you have his consciousness and likeness, but I hope you can feel his pain. I am going to harvest the codex from your son's corpse, and I will build Krypton atop his bones. I was like, bravo, sir. Because I felt that. I was like, yes, okay.
Yeah, to be fair,
I want to say that to somebody.
To be fair, I didn't really care for Zod that much because a lot of the comic book movies do the thing where like their first villain is the evil version of themselves.
Yeah, or like kin to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because Iron Man fought the Ironmonger, just dude in a better suit. Captain America fought the Red Skull, who's basically like the super Nazi.
Yeah. Because he had the serum, right?
Before he cubed himself.
Same.
Ant-Man fought Yellow Jacket, the other shrinky dude.
Yeah.
Flash, at least in the show, his first villain was the Reverse Flash.
Okay.
So like, they do a lot of them do the thing where like the first villain they usually face is like their opposite version, even though there is an opposite version of Superman out there.
There is.
And he's dumb as hell.
He is.
They're like, let's go with the one who's not a moron.
So you know what's funny about that? I didn't know about him until recently.
Really? Bizarro Superman?
Bizarro Superman. So it's funny you say that because I forgot his name. Every time anyone says Darkseid, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the bad Superman. And I'm like, no, that's not it. Every time anyone ever said Darkseid, that's who I thought it was. And I know who Darkseid is, but I always thought it was him. So no one ever like, hey, who's this picture of? And I would have been like Darkseid. Like no one ever did that. So I've only seen Darkseid like once or twice. So I know who he is, but I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. Especially if Bizarro Superman's there and it doesn't say Bizarro Superman because then I'm like, oh yeah, that's Darkseid, and I don't know who that is.
Yeah, because if you put Bizarro Superman in this movie, Zod, Black Adam in a lineup and ask you which one's the evil Superman, you could be excused, I think, for making a mistake.
Really?
I mean, they all kind of look like him. I mean, Zod had the fucking black version of his suit on.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Bizarro
Yeah.
Bizarro Superman, looks like Superman.
Here's the thing to get off topic. Is Black Adam black? Like, I know he will be in the movie, but is he black?
I think in some depictions he is.
Yeah.
Or he can be.
I didn't know, and I knew...
Because I know his suit is black.
I knew they didn't call him Black Adam because he was black, but I was wondering if he was black.
His suit is black, and I think it's like black and yellow, and in some depictions of him, I think he is black, or...
Yeah.
At least partially.
Yeah.
Because Dwayne Johnson's going to be him.
He is.
And that's not a problem. I will see that.
Anything The Rock is in, I'm ready. Except for Baywatch. I didn't watch that.
I would love to say that. I have not seen all of his movies, but I would watch it. I'd watch it.
Movies. But that's understandable if you haven't.
To see The Rock being a bad guy, and
Yes.
hopefully mess some
Wait,
shit
but
up.
I thought he was good
No,
at points.
He is the opposite. He's like the evil Shazam.
Yes. Oh, I do know that. Yeah. I thought he was good at some point.
I mean, he might be.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Because that's one thing they didn't do. Shazam didn't fight Black Adam in his movie.
No.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, fair.
So,
So the funny thing is, I was getting confused Black Adam with Adam. I think that's what they call him.
the Adam.
Yeah.
The Shrinky.
No. At the end of Guardians 2, she was...
Oh, Adam Warlock?
Yes. So I always thought they were the same character.
Ah.
And then when they showed Dwayne Johnson as, whatever, I was like, ooh, that looks good. I can't wait. I was like, who's he going to fight with? Like Captain America, blah, blah. And then I was like, I watched Guardians, and it was like Adam, and I was like, wait, is this not the same person?
Nope.
Because she didn't say Black Adam, and I was like, you put a black on his name, son of a bitch. I was so mad, and then I figured it out. I was like, oh, this is 2 different universes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Adam Warlock, I think in the original comic storyline of the Infinity Gauntlet saga, is in it. And I think he's a big part of it. And he didn't even make his debut in this... I don't know if it's even the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, this
He didn't even make
phase.
his debut in this whole saga of the Marvel movies so far. So if they even decide to bring him in, unless that was just a throwaway thing, unless they bring him in like Eternals or whatever, it might just end up to be a throwaway, like the Howard the Duck thing they did. So who knows?
Yeah, no, I get it. So with that being said, because we can go way off topic.
Again,
what Slushie meter? Listen, don't worry about my feelings.
I won't, because here it comes. 2.
Ooh, you gotta explain.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to the people, not to me.
To the people.
You're not explaining
All right,
me.
people.
I'm no cop.
The movie was long. if you are, you have to tell me. The movie was long. I found it to be a little bit dry. A lot of bit dry, let's be honest with myself. It was long. I found it to be, I won't say boring, but just kind of dry. I didn't find much joy in it. And it was about a character I didn't like. So
Fair.
I'm giving it a 2.
That's
I
fair.
was almost going to say 2.5, but
It was below average to you.
it's not there yet.
That's
for
fair.
me.
That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind that at all.
And that's my lowest score to date
2
on the thing.
To date
Granted,
today.
we've only done movies that I've really, really liked so
That's
far.
fair. See, and that's why I was happy that we were doing the DC.
Yeah.
Look, all right, guys, listen. This was funny to me. So, me and Chris were texting, and we were like, "Oh yeah, let's do the podcast on this day." And he goes, "What movies are we doing?" And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, "We talked about this like a couple times." I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." I was like,
I always like to double check.
I was like,
make sure.
I was like, DC movies, right? And he texted me back, ugh. And I was like, you asked for this, right? He goes, I know.
I know. I can't. I'm not backing out.
I was just like, wait, I didn't make this up, did I?
I agreed to
Because
this.
here's the thing, my mind is crazy. So in my head, I was like, oh, maybe we didn't talk about it. And then I was like, wait, no, you asked for this.
Yeah, I did.
Because you were like, let's do the whole DC series. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't regret it because it's gonna
Yeah.
get me to see movies that I haven't seen.
Fair.
And it's gonna get me to see some movies that I have seen, which I think I've only seen like.
B versus S and Suicide Squad.
And the first bit and the last bit of Wonder Woman that I didn't sleep through when I was really drunk that time.
Yeah, that's right.
And I haven't seen the rest of them.
Shazam.
Oh, and Shazam, yeah, I did see that one. So I haven't seen Aquaman, I haven't seen Justice League, I haven't seen Birds of Prey, and previous to today I had not seen Man of Steel.
And yeah.
That's all of them.
And
right?
Wonder Woman, if you count
Yeah,
that.
because and the Flash movie doesn't exist yet. And,
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fair. Well, okay, so a 2 out of 5.
I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5.
All right.
I'm sorry, Jaron. If you listen to this, it's a 2 for me.
I'm gonna give it 3.75.
Okay.
3.75.
Okay.
The reason why is because it was a long movie. It wasn't like super long, but it was long. And that's part of my dislikes. It was long. They could have explained more things. I think personally, if you watch it again, which you probably never will, but if you watch it again, I think you might give it just like a teens of a higher
You
score.
think I give it a 2.5?
I think you give it a 2.5.
2.25?
A 2 point... Maybe.
2.95. I don't see myself going above a 3 on
2.01. You're right. It was so much better. So, yes, I think you would give it... But because, again, knowing what I knew after watching it the first time, and to be honest with everyone out there, I watched it a couple weeks ago just on my own before we even talked about doing it on a podcast. So just knowing what I knew and my love of Superman, I was like, okay, I understand this, and this, and this. And it's a 3.75 because my love of Superman is great. I really do like Superman. I think he's the best superhero. I don't know if we said this on while we were recording, but I'll say it again. I think Superman is the best superhero because he is a superhero before he has to disguise himself as Clark Kent. And I think that's amazing to me. That's something he can't change out of. And he's invincible for the most part. He's like 99% strong. He's like a condom. As I was saying it, I was like, damn it. But he definitely, like, he's such a good superhero. So when this movie came out, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely got to see it. I got to like it, whatever. But the dislikes made me drop it to a 3.75 because, like I said, the movie was long. You had to explain it, etc., etc. Some characters I didn't care about. Blah blah blah. Like, I don't remember in any other Superman, I'm not gonna say movie, but any other like cartoon or Justice League or whatever, I don't remember his parents being a big deal. So for his parents to be a big deal now, and honestly, I think they're a big deal just to set up for Batman vs Superman. Yeah. That's honestly what I think, and I don't like that.
They might have been a big deal in Smallville. I didn't watch Smallville.
I didn't either
because I don't care.
Well, I didn't watch Smallville because I was like, no, this is dumb.
Yeah,
it's okay. Here's the thing, and I love Superman, right? Smallville, I was like, this is going to be dumb. I don't want to watch it. And then when I found out they had Supergirl on it, I was like, so? And I didn't care about that. I was like, this is dumb. And then when they came out with Gotham, I was like, wait, Young Batman? Oh, I'll watch that. See, so I like Batman. I like Superman. I just think Superman's a better superhero. So that's the reason why 3.75, that's what he gets.
That's fair. And I don't think someone can tell you you're wrong for being like, this is my favorite one.
No, they can't, but they try.
Yeah.
I've had way too many arguments about Superman being a better superhero than Batman. And they're wrong. They are wrong. In the upcoming episode, I will tell you why you're wrong about Superman being not as good as Batman.
Ooh.
It shows, and it's in the movie.
Oh, is it the part that we already mentioned once?
All the parts. Mm-hmm. Every single part of Batman vs. Superman.
If he wanted it to be a certain way, it could have been that way.
Oh, my God. Every day of the week.
That's his whole... Yeah.
What's today? Sunday? Twice on Sunday.
Twice.
God damn it.
Have it any way he wanted it.
Oh, same.
Any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
So, yeah. So, that's my 3.75. You gave it a 2. So I will say I recommend people watch this movie just to watch it. If you like the DC universe, if you don't.
Yeah.
But if
That's
you
fair.
like the DC universe, if you like Batman, it honestly, to me, Man of Steel actually did ramp up pretty good for Batman vs Superman. I was like, oh, okay,
because I hadn't seen this prior. I saw Batman vs Superman in theaters when it came out, and I did not see Man of Steel.
Right.
So I wasn't lost in the movie because I already know everybody knows who Superman and Batman are.
Right.
So like I had the gist of it, but I didn't know why the ship could create.
The whole thing.
Fucking Shrek monster.
Same. So
I didn't know why he was so obsessed with his parents.
Same.
I mean, everybody loves their parents, but,
right?
You know, well, most people.
Same. So no, so I would say, see it if you like the Batman vs Superman. If you don't, okay.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. I'm not gonna ever say don't bother watching this movie because it was a waste of time.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I will say that about some movies.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say it about this one.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I gave it a 2. Not everyone's going to give it a 2.
That's fair.
You give it a 3.75. Some people might give it even higher.
Boom.
So, to me, it was worth seeing.
Yeah.
If only because we're going to see all the other ones.
Yeah.
And this was like the starting block.
That's fair.
yeah, I don't want to say necessary evil because it's a movie. How bad could it be? If the worst thing that it did to me was make me watch it
while eating pizza and drinking margaritas.
Eating pizza, drinking margaritas, and just chilling on a couch. Oh no! Life is getting too difficult for me.
That is fair. So, well, with that being said, we'll just go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah. So next time we're doing Batman vs Superman.
Yes.
Dawn of Justice. Part 2 in our multi-part series of the DC.
Is it going to be 8 movies? Because there was only 7. So yeah, 8 because Birds of Prey wasn't on there. So Birds of Prey is 8.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen that one. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Well, I shouldn't say I wouldn't mind seeing it.
We will see it.
We're gonna see it.
We're gonna
no,
watch
I'll say it. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm not mad about it. We'll talk about it then.
I don't resent the fact that I'm gonna see it because I haven't seen it yet. Might suck. We'll see.
I don't know yet.
We'll see how I feel about it after the fact.
Either way.
But it's going to be the last one, so you won't know until then, so you better stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So either way, that was Man o' Steel, Irish Superman. No, it was Man of Steel, Superman, the start of our DC series, our DC comic series, DCEU. Extended universe. They try to be like Marvel. Marvel made 23 movies. They made 7, almost 8. And then a Joker spinoff. That was ridiculous. So either way,
here comes the backlash probably because we live in a society.
Yeah, fair. It is what it is.
I didn't see it, so.
Oh, you didn't?
Nah.
Yeah, it's okay. If you never see it, you're not missing anything.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. It's a pretty sad movie.
I figured I would see it as part of all these, but once it was pointed out to me that it's not part of this,
it is definitely not part of the DC.
You know what? Maybe I'll feel like it sometime, but I really don't.
I won't watch it again. Sorry, not sorry. But either way,
there's
so
no Batman in it, so
no, exactly.
Move on.
Yeah, come on, man. I don't want to end.
I mean, good for Joaquin Phoenix. He got to play the Joker.
We'll get to Birds of Prey when we get to Birds of Prey because I was going to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. And so anyway, thank you again for listening. We're going to wrap this episode up. This is Man of Steel. Make sure you follow us on the young Twitter at Slushie Review. I got it right this time.
There you go.
As if I didn't make it.
No.
So at Slushie Review, you can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple, or Apple Podcasts, and we're gonna try. And I know we talked about this before, but we're gonna try to come out with the episode every Friday, at around 9:00, something like that. Whatever, 9:00 is probably the going rate. The growing time, but just stay tuned for us. Just make sure you like, share, subscribe. Again, we love positive criticism.
Yeah, best kind.
You can give it to us. But other than that, I have nothing else. How about you, Chris?
I'm good.
All right,
I gave it a 2.
So this has been Keith Anderson
and Chris Richards.
We're signing off.